Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over the Vinci Eye Classic Mode stand, how to put it together, the best way to get started using it, and we're going to be drawing on this 14 by 17 piece of paper. So the first thing you get in the box is this base. Now the base, you open it just like this, swing it open, and it should align like this. Now there's two sides. There's one side that has pads, and the other side does not have pads. Pads are what are supposed to make contact with the table. Now, the second piece we have is the arm. The arm has the ability to extend. If you pull out this tab, you can move it in and out to extend it to make it taller or to make it shorter. The second part of this is we have a little knob that unscrews that we're going to attach to the base. And you can move the arm by unscrewing this little knob here at the bottom, so that way you can move it back and forth just like this. And then finally, the third piece is we have the phone clip. Now, I've gotten several emails, and we've even had some negative Amazon reviews about this phone clip saying that it does not fit your phone. Well, that's because the phone clip expands. The way that you use the phone clip is that you place the phone inside of the clip, just like so it doesn't fit, you can see. But if you push it, it will slide and then it will fit. Make sure when you do this though that you're not pressing the buttons on your phone, on the sides, or else that will cause issues. But yeah, that's about it. These phone clips, they should fit every size iPhone, and usually it fits them with cases as well, unless you have something like an OtterBox. That is a huge, bulky cell phone case, and it should fit almost every Android phone as well. I have not come across a single phone that this does not work with. So let's get started putting it together. To assemble the phone stand, the first thing you're going to do is unscrew the bottom of the arm right here. Next, you're going to place the screw inside of the hole that's in the center of the base, right here. Now remember, the pads should be facing down. Next, you're going to place the arm on top of the screw, and you can just rotate the arm, or you can rotate the screw part to tighten it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is a matter of personal preference, where you can either screw in the phone clip like this, or you can screw in the phone clip like this. I prefer to use it like this, but experiment with what works best for you. Now we're going to set up the phone stand so you can draw with it. I place the phone stand on the left side of my drawing surface, and this is because I'm a righty and I don't want to, knock it over as I'm drawing. If you're a lefty, you can just place it on the right side of your paper and it should do the same exact thing. So obviously we want our phone stand to be over the center of our paper. So I'm going to unscrew this bottom screw right here, and I'm going to move the arm forward. Now also note that when you're doing this for the first time, and when you're first taking it out of the box, the screw might be a little bit tight. So if it is, just unscrew it all the way, move it, and then screw it back. So it's just a little bit stiff. The same thing with this ball head attachment as well. So the next thing we're going to do is extend the arm so it's about over the middle of the canvas. Now, if this doesn't fit all the way, this is a cool trick. You can actually slide the paper a little bit over the legs and it should be totally fine. It doesn't mess anything up, and it makes the stand a little bit more stable too. But anyway, for this, we're just gonna leave it as is. The next thing we're going to do is place our phone into the phone clip. Remember, what we're going to do is place the phone against the outside of the clip, use our thumb, and we can push it so it expands. and then slide this part of the phone down so it fits snugly in the phone stand. Now, there's this little knob, and that will tighten or loosen the ball head. And you also have on this, see if I can show the overhead cam, there's this little cutout here that if you need extra range of motion, you can move the ball head, or I guess like the ball head screw into that, and it will give you a little bit of extra range of motion. So for instance, right here, it's not perfectly level. We need to rotate the top of this down so that little notch is there, so that way we can make this perfectly level. So now I'm going to tighten this, but I'm not going to tighten it all the way. I'm going to keep it kind of loose so I can do some small adjustments, and you'll see what I'm going to do in a little bit. Oh, also, I have not screwed this in all the way. That's also very important. You want this to be as solid as you can, so that way it doesn't move around like this. Now we're going to level your phone on the phone stand. Now, leveling it is not necessary, but I highly recommend doing this. What you can do is there's an app that comes on your phone if you're an iPhone user, or you can download a level app on Android. There's many free apps out there. To find the level app, you can swipe down on your screen and you can type LEVL, and there is an app called Measure. You can press on Measure and it will open the Measure app. And now Measure has the ability to measure things using augmented reality, or it has this handy level tool that you can use. So it will tell you if it's off to the left, to the right, forward, or back. Now the goal is we want the screen to be green and say 0, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So we're going to tilt it, see how it says 0, and there we go, it's level. Now, leveling the phone on the stand accomplishes a few things. First, it makes sure that your drawing is going to come out with the right proportions. So for example, if you were drawing a face and the phone was like this, then the top of the head would be much wider and the bottom of the head would be thinner. It also, if your phone is level, it's a lot easier to line your drawing back up with the way that it was if you're starting and stopping your drawing. So always level your phone before using Vinci Eye. Okay, now we're in Vinci Eye. And using Vinci Eye, I'm going to, and this is using classic mode, I'm not using AR mode for this, although you could, but this stand is really great for using classic mode. Now, the move button is not pressed, and I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so I can see the whole piece of paper. I'm gonna turn the opacity all the way down so that way you can kind of see this. Now, this is the top of the paper, this is the bottom of the paper. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna move my finger up, and right where my finger is no longer able to be seen, that's where we stop. And it looks like down here, this is about the bottom. So I'm gonna try and center it. So it won't cover the entire 14 by 17, but it's covering all of the areas of this piece of paper that I'm going to draw in, because I'm not going to be drawing the edges anyway. So I'm going to take a 2B pencil here, and I'm going to mark that this is the end, and this is the end. And then on the right side, it looks like here. So I'm going to move this over. So it looks like this is the end and this is the end. So this is my drawable area. Now, if we had set up the phone so we were using the bottom screw instead of this left screw, we can get a little bit more height and we can see more of the paper, but it doesn't matter. I'm happy with this setup as it is. So now I'm going to raise the opacity, and if you have this arm out all of the way, you might notice as you touch the phone screen that the stand might wobble a little bit. That's because this is acting as a lever and the center of gravity is so far over to the right that it's causing this to kind of move down. Now, it's not going to tip over unless you really press on it, but an easy fix is that you can take literally anything, a book, a glass, just something mildly heavy, and you can place it on the stand, and there, you're fine. It doesn't move around anymore. If you do this though, make sure that your glass doesn't have water on it or water inside of it, because you don't want that being knocked over. Maybe don't use a glass, use anything else. One other pro tip here. So for me, I'm 5'10", so 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and I can see the top of the screen pretty well. So I know that this is kind of high. So if you are shorter and you're having trouble seeing the screen, you can stand under this, or you can prop yourself up higher by putting something on your chair, or you can lower the stand and then use one of our other methods for scaling your drawing, like the cup method, where we'll put a link to that in the video below. Anyway, now we can start drawing and we'll see how this goes. Okay, so now I'm going to just sketch, and we're going to use these as our landmarks. So now let's say that you get a phone call in the middle of your drawing, or you just want to stop, take a break, come back tomorrow. That's no problem. It's super easy to realign your drawing back up, especially if you've leveled your phone stand before you started drawing. So let's try that. I have my phone and I've resumed my drawing. Every time that you stop the drawing or you stop drawing in Vinci Eye, you can go back to your drawing from the saved project menu, and you can resume your drawing. So I have resumed my drawing. Everything should be in the exact same position. And now I'm going to put my phone back inside the phone stand. Now again, I'm going to go back to my level, and I'm going to level the screen, and it's now level. Now we're going to go back to Vinci Eye, and as you can see, in this case, it's actually pretty much exactly lined up where I had it, which is not usually the case. Usually you have to do some adjustments. So I'm just going to move the paper a little bit so that way you can see. So to line up your image back to where it was, I recommend not pressing the move button. Don't do that. Instead, move either the stand or move your drawing paper to line yourself back up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the eye right here, and you can use any feature point that's got well-defined features that you've used or that you've already drawn. And I'm going to slowly push the paper, or I can also push the phone stand, but in this case the paper is easier for me. And I'm going to align it as close as I can with the eye. Now I'm going to zoom in, and now I'm going to look at the teeth. So I'm going to move the paper, and I'm going to align the teeth. And now I'm going to look at the nostril right here. It seems like it's a little bit off. And I'm going to align with the nostril. Now I'm also rotating a little bit because the rotation could be off. And I'm looking at the eye as well. And it looks like that the nostrils all lined up. Looks like that the eye is lined up. Looks like this eye is lined up. And it looks like we're pretty much lined up exactly like where I had left it. That is how you use the classic mode phone stand. And if you had any questions at all, or if for some reason something seems to be broken or off with your phone stand, then give us an email. Our email is info@davinciieapp.com. We usually respond extremely fast and love talking about DaVinci Eye and our DaVinci Eye products. So shoot us a line and never stop creating, guys.